I love that you just said our pants.
No.
Anyway,
is that not what the kids call him?
Yeah, apparently. Carry on. Hello and welcome to a long overdue Popcorn Club. Apologies, we've been a bit slack on the old video front. Life got in the way, but basically we're back now. So, Maps of the Stars. Our Pats. Is it another Cosmopolis?
It is most certainly not another Cosmopolis. It does have our Pats in it, but only very briefly. And you could almost remove him from the film entirely and it wouldn't make that much difference. He's fairly insignificant.
It's an ensemble piece.
It is. It's very much an ensemble piece set in some sort of horrific, dystopian, Hollywood nightmarish land of two families dealing with or confronting or trying to hide various secrets from their past, really.
It's not really dystopian. It's present and it's actually not too far removed from the truth. In fact, it often references, real life celebrities. Sure. It's a very, very sideways look at the Hollywood lifestyle and the dark side of the Hollywood lifestyle.
The film starts out introducing you to all these different people.
Like if we started to go through their relationships, it would sound like a soap opera. Like it's just like one step removed and then he used to know her and then blah, blah, blah. Julianne Moore, I would say, has one of the standout turns, although a lot of them are very good. I think she is brilliant as Havana Sigrand. Which
the name itself kind of almost evokes the sort of classic Hollywood style that her mum was and that she wishes that she could be. She's been overshadowed by her parents'
mother.
Success, never been able to live
always
up to
wanted to do it, had an abusive childhood, parent died young, just really screwed up, essentially. And she just plays it so well. Like, she really goes for it in this film. In
a big way. And I think kind of where all the other characters seem to be consciously hiding the sort of demons of their past, she kind of goes the opposite way and embraces it full on, owns it and tries to deal with it and is probably just as successful as anyone else really ultimately, in that she's not.
Mia Wasikowska. I don't know how to say
it.
Oh right, okay.
I think.
Very good. She's also, I would say, another another good performance.
On the most part, they're all very good.
She's the outsider coming in because she's from Florida, essentially, and she's our entry point into the world. She's related to this self-help, Julianne Moore's character's self-help guru. It's his daughter.
Well, they're the two sort of main families. Julianne Moore and the John Cusack and Olivia Williams.
She was banished from Hollywood, from the family. So her mum and dad are accidentally brother and sister, which they didn't realise. Incest, I think, is another big theme of the movie. Comes up a lot.
Julianne Moore's character, her mother sexually abused her as well. And the children of the other family of Olivia Williams and John Cusack are both the product of incest. Kind of almost feel like in a way that the parents should have taken some responsibility for their issues. They don't really deal with the problems that they've created. They just try and suppress them and send them away.
Their whole viewpoint is, we didn't know, so it's not our fault. Like, rather than trying to take responsibility of it, even though it was a mistake. And obviously that's like a whole metaphor for Hollywood. And I took it as that. It's a metaphor for Hollywood and how incestuous that world generally is.
The younger brother,
Justin Bieber-esque.
Yeah, he kind of half Justin Bieber, half sort of Shia LaBeouf in his just arrogance and intellectual pomposity at times, in a way that becomes increasingly psychotic.
Yes.
Which is clearly due to...
And then you find out it's because he's a product of it.
The two weaker parts are, the parents. Olivia Williams' part is a bit underwritten compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, you didn't see as much of her. You saw much more of John Cusack.
And I don't think, sadly, he quite sells the sort of self-help side of things. He looks a little bit too creepy.
Yeah, it was quite creepy. I mean, the whole therapy that he does, I assume it's made up. It might be real, I don't know. But it is verging on the border of completely ridiculous.
It's the sort of thing that you sense like a lot of Hollywood stars would fall for, but kind of he doesn't seem like the right sort of character to sell it properly to them. It's the sort of thing that needs a a charismatic front person to sell it. He doesn't seem to do it quite enough justice in that way.
And I think Olivia Williams' story actually was probably the more interesting of the two. The little that you saw of her, like the scene where she's really broken down in the bath. There's all kinds of emotions going on there, and she brought it to life in the little that we saw of her in a very real, believable way. And when John Cusack wades in, it just becomes farcical. And that might have been David Cronenberg's intention, because a lot of the film is complete farce, and maybe he didn't want it to feel as real as she was pulling it.
As good as the performances are and as interesting as dark as the story is at times, I think it's shot in a kind of very sort of flat and bland and a sort of ugly way, which I don't think does the sort of story justice. There was probably room to actually push it in a more interesting and dark direction that kind of fit with the themes of the film.
Or maybe the whole point was he felt like he was trying to do a bit of a farce on laying that world bare, in which case he didn't want to do anything too fancy.
The only other moment visually which was off-putting was the sequence towards the end of the film where Olivia Williams' character is she set on fire by someone else or she sets herself on fire. That shot itself looks so terrible.
Oh yeah, it wasn't done at all.
It's the only real special effect or visual effect in the film, and it's just executed so poorly.
It doesn't happen because you don't see her. You see the pool again in shot later, and there's no... Like, if a burning body had fallen into the pool, there'd be debris and you'd see it and the pool's clear.
I just assumed that she'd sunk to the bottom and she just wasn't.
I assumed that was a vision, that he'd a hallucination that he'd had in his mind.
Oh, well, I assumed the opposite. I think, again,
well,
it speaks to kind of how awkwardly staged that scene is compared to everything else, really, that it's kind of...
I thought it was a vision that he had in his mind, and that's why he was just like,
I was very much that it actually happened.
Who knows? Answers on a postcard.
Yeah. On the whole, a very enjoyable look at the darker side of that world. I think it was, for the most part, well done. So I think it's a good solid 7 popcorns.
I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of David Cronenberg. I wasn't a huge fan of Cosmopolis. I thought that dragged on and got a bit boring after a while. But this, I actually found the story was interesting, sort of sideways, sort of snide glance at it that he does is and just the weirdness of some of it was just really refreshing as well and kept you hooked. And the performances were brilliant, so I really enjoyed it. I would give it an 8. 8 popcorns. Next week we're off to see Gone Girl, which I'm really excited about because I have read the book and I can read. I want to see if they're filming.
I can't read clearly because I haven't read the book.
Yes. No, I really enjoyed it, so let's see if the film's as good. Yes, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all those kinds of things, and subscribe to make sure you stay up to date with Popcorn Horror Fest. #.
It's a long hashtag.
YOLO. And we'll see you soon. Bye. He shoots a dog, which bad times.